In nearly every organization we work with, there's a familiar story. Leaders are in meetings all day. They're running hard, they're stretched thin. And yet, somehow the strategy feels stalled. Execution is sluggish, priorities blur. Does this sound familiar? When we dig deeper, it's rarely because leaders aren't working hard enough. Instead, it's because the system of leadership, the way time, attention, and decisions are managed, is overloaded and unclear. The result? Calendars fill up, but progress slows down. Meetings multiply, but decisions are deferred. Everyone is busy, but no one feels like they're winning. At Lighthouse, we call this organizational friction, and it holds back businesses of every size and sector. I'm Eric Miller, one of the directors here at the Lighthouse Group. We work with teams of all shapes and sizes. We work with executive leadership teams, sales teams, functional teams like HR, finance, IT, procurement, finance. And in our experience, high-performing teams do three things differently. We know the best leadership teams do three things to regain control of their time. First, they align on priorities. High-performing teams know exactly what matters most. They take the time to agree on the critical few priorities and align the whole organization around them. Second, these teams redesign meetings. The best teams are ruthless with meetings. Leaders and leadership teams must carefully weigh up what is worth discussing in their precious few minutes. And third, these leaders and leadership teams create boundaries. High-performing leaders say no. They say no to low-impact work. They say no to endless status updates. They say no to meetings without outcomes. Now we know as organizations grow, complexity only increases. And without disciplined leadership, time becomes fragmented and execution begins to drift. But when leadership teams take back control of their time, something remarkable happens. Strategy accelerates, execution sharpens, and people feel a real sense of momentum. At Lighthouse, we help leadership teams move from activity to outcomes, turning meetings into momentum and reclaiming time as a strategic resource. Now let's look at each of these three things that the best teams do. Number one, they align on priorities. High-performing teams know exactly what matters most. They agree on the critical few priorities and align the whole organization around them. But they take a particular perspective on defining these priorities. It's called outside in and future back. You see, the real priorities, the ones that matter the most, come from outside your team, not from inside your team. And secondly, they assess what does the future require of us? Not what does today demand of us, but what is the future needing from us? And the thing is, the team doesn't create its own priorities. Its stakeholders do. Let me say that again. Its stakeholders do. Here's a practical tool for you. A stakeholder assessment. If you want to set clear priorities, start by listing the top 3 stakeholders your team exists to serve. Are they shareholders, customers, employees, other departments, maybe other more senior leadership teams? Agree what these top 3 are for your team, and then define what is it that each of these stakeholders needs from our team. And once you identify what they need from you, how well do you meet it? There's your gap. That gap will allow you to set clear priorities. The best teams also take a hard look at their meetings. Let's talk about meetings. If your calendar feels like it's running your life, you're not alone. Most senior leaders I meet are booked solid, yet feel like they're not getting to the things that matter most. Today, I'll offer you a 4-step process to courageously audit your meetings. One that'll help you move from meetings to momentum. But we're not starting with your calendar, no. We're starting with something a little deeper. Step 1 in the process is to face the real addiction. Before auditing your meetings, ask yourself, what need is being met by me being in every meeting? Is it control? Validation? Is it the fear of being left out? Here's the hard truth. Being in every meeting might feel like leading, but often it's just a way to feel important. Until we face that, we will stay stuck in reactive leadership. Step 2, reconnect to your role. Ask yourself, what's my real job now? What are the 2 to 3 things only I can do that moves the needle? You see, a lot of your calendar was probably built around a previous version of your role, something you were doing last year, maybe even longer. So don't just manage your schedule, lead it. Step 3, classify to clarify. I want you to look at the next 2 weeks of your schedule, 2 weeks, and label each meeting in one of 4 types. The first, strategic. This is where you're moving the enterprise forward. You're moving the strategy forward. Second, operational. This is required stuff. You got to do this to keep the lights on. Third, relational. Are you building trust, culture, or alignment in these meetings? And fourth, redundant or unclear. And let's be honest, we all have a category 4, redundant or unclear. When you step back after doing this classification, you'll see the imbalance, and that's your opportunity. Now, step 4, cancel, redesign, or delegate. Now it's time to act. For each meeting, ask yourself, can I cancel it? Do I need to be there at all? Can I delegate it? Can someone on my team attend? Should I redesign it to be sharper and more purposeful? And here's a tip. Only the best leaders do this. Here's a tip. You treat your recurring meetings like experiments. Say to yourself and your colleagues, let's trial this new format for 60 days and see if it better serves our strategy. If it does, keep it. If it doesn't, change it again. These 4 steps will transform how you spend your time. Now, the best teams do one more thing. They create boundaries. So once you've freed up that time and you got this white space, don't just fill it by default. Don't let things intrude in there. Use that space to think, to coach your key people, and to proactively lead. White space is where strategic clarity happens. And as you probably discovered, no one else is going to protect it for you. So those are the 3 steps. Align on priorities, redesign your meetings, and create boundaries. Once leaders do this, they're able to say no to many things and a violent yes to what's most important. This is about moving from busy to better, from reaction to intention, and from meetings to momentum. Now, if you'd like the Lighthouse Group meeting audit in a printable format, just comment audit here in this post, and we'll be happy to send it to you. Is it time to rethink how your team works? If you suspect your team is busy but not productive, let's talk. We help senior teams sharpen focus, align priorities, and build the execution muscle that drives real results. Let me know if you'd like to discuss how the Lighthouse Group can help your team accelerate its progress.